next guest is the star of the hottest movie on the planet. It is out today. Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman in the house. Thank you so much for being with us.
Oh, man. It's early, but it's great to be here.
We so appreciate it, especially on such an exciting day for you. This is so much more than a movie. Can you talk about the cultural significance and what the response has been, especially from kids, seeing somebody that looks like them in this type of role?
The kids, that's why you do it. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why you do this movie. I didn't have this as a kid. It's put me back into the mind of a child. And I've seen, you know, people not just dressed up like Black Panther, but dressed up like my sister, Shuri, who is, you know, she's the mad scientist behind it all. You know, the strength of Lupita and Denai's characters, Angela Bassett. There are different types of, all different versions of beauty and strength in this movie. That's amazing. And then you get to see Michael B. and I sort of go at it. And that's a new thing, to see two black leads sort of, you know, work together in a movie in this particular way. And so it's a special thing. I don't think we've ever seen anything quite like this before.
And it's already breaking records, I hear, in the pre-sales for Marvel movies. So
yeah,
props to you.
Yeah.
Do you feel at all as though it's a new thing, but it's changing? It can change kids' perception of the world. I remember when my daughter was born. She was born on the day that Barack Obama was elected. And I thought,
right.
Look at this. She doesn't know a world before there was a black president. I have to explain that to her one day. And there are kids now who won't know a world before there was a black leading man in a superhero flick playing a specifically black superhero.
Right. I mean, we've had Wesley Snipes before, so I gotta give
Marvel.
him,
I should say Marvel.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Get him credit.
Right.
But on this stage, and definitively a superhero in this way, it is a new concept. It's the whole cast, and it's the fact that it's this big. Yeah, it is like a sea change moment. That you know, I relish in it and enjoy the fact that the kids won't know that there's, you know, little white kids actually want to be Black Panther. It's not just that the black kids want to do it. Little white kids, little Asian kids want to be Black Panther, and that's.
Are you drawn to role because like Jackie Robinson, Thurgood Marshall, right? Like those are both firsts of in their you know field.
It's not necessarily. I think we're drawn to each other. The roles and myself, we're drawn to each other because I didn't turn Jackie Robinson down, but James Brown, I was like, that's too crazy for me to even try, and it wouldn't go away. Thurgood Marshall, I was like, whoa, you know, we don't look alike. Like, I'm not sure if I should try that. But his son and his family, they wanted me to do it. And so after, you know, some exchanges there, I was like, okay, let's try this. So I don't know what it is that's making this happen, but you know, I like it.
I got a couple of questions. A, what can we expect from this movie that we haven't really seen from the other Marvel movies? This looks special, but I want you to tell me why.
I think part of it is the way these characters are developed, the way you're pulled into this movie. The character comes. I'll have to say that character is always important, but I think character comes first in this, in a way that, you know, when I finish watching it, and when a lot of people finish watching it, they're like, I don't want this to end. You know what I'm saying? And I think what you have is the story is compelling in a way because the hero and the villain both have valid points. Right. They have really, really valid points. And I'm not even gonna call them the antagonist and the protagonist have valid points. And so I think sometimes superhero movies can give people the idea that one person can solve all the problems. Right. One person can save the world. In this movie, I think you see more of the reality that it takes a group of people to do it.
I'm interested in knowing, for you, psychologically, doing this movie compared to doing the Jackie Robinson movie or whatever, as a black man, just addressing it from the perspective of the challenges that you faced doing Black Panther compared to representing Jackie Robinson the way that a lot of African Americans obviously would prefer that Jackie Robinson be represented, the pressure of those two roles. Can you talk about that a little bit?
They're very similar. Okay. Like, and you know, I wouldn't be prepared to do Black Panther if it was not for those other roles that I played. They definitely, you know, I'm standing on the shoulders of that. But I think this one, because there's so many possibilities, you know, you're working with those others, you're working inside the framework and the box of what actually happened. And you know the story from beginning to end. So there's that pressure. You don't want anybody saying it didn't happen this way. Right. It happened this way, and that's my idol. That's my father. You know, all of that is the pressure. With this, it's the potential is so vast because the comic book leaves it open that you don't want to fall short of what you could have done, and that's the aspirational aspect of that is what the pressure is.
What was it like working with Ryan Coogler? He directed Creed, the director here, and I was in Creed playing myself, so I got. But this is a young African-American man directing a superhero movie with an African-American lead, but also he's a young guy. Like, what did he bring to it?
I think he brings his authenticity to it. He brings his honesty to it. It's the fact that, you know, if you're gonna go down an alley with somebody and fight, you want to go down the alley with Ryan Coogler. Yeah. Like he's
a guy to be in the trenches.
Yeah, and that's how I felt. I was like, our initial meeting, I had to sneak into the Four Seasons because they were doing the junket for Creed, because we didn't want anybody to know that we would be working together. And our first powwow was just to make sure that, are you the guy I want to go down this alley with? And he was like, are you the guy I want to go down this alley with? And it was like, yeah, let's do it. You know, and that's what this is. It's like if it's gonna be a fight, you want to go down.
The right team.